The Bible actually tells us that there's a war coming that's going to kill 2 billion human beings.
Define marriage.
I believe that marriage is the union between a man and a woman. But I do believe in civil unions.
Hamas has said clearly and publicly that they are not going to continue the truce, and the same day they attacked Israel.
When the confirmation of the covenant occurs, it marks the beginning of the final 7 years to Armageddon.
Today is Friday Open Lines. Give us a call right now, 1-877-ENDTIME.
Look, there are two things I don't discuss: politics and religion.
In my house, we don't talk about politics and we don't talk about religion.
I'll talk to you about anything except politics and religion.
I never talk about politics and religion.
Politics determines how we'll live here on earth. Religion determines how we'll live forever. I'm Irvin Baxter. I think it's time we talk about it. Well, I just arrived back in from Santa Maria, California. A wonderful conference there last evening. Such wonderful people turned out. We had such a great time talking about the prophecies and how they're coming to pass right now. Just another conference that serves as a wake-up call to make sure that we understand what is really happening right now. You know, we're not talking about the end time coming here on Endtime Ministries. We're here to tell you that the end time is now. We are in the end time at this moment. I probably don't do this enough, but let me take a moment to redefine what we mean when we say end time. Because a lot of people, as soon as you utter that phrase, they say, whoa, end of the world. When is it? Well, we're not talking about the end of the world. It's for another 1,000 years yet. We're talking about the end of the age of human government and the beginning of the kingdom of God, which is a huge, huge event. It will be the turning point of all history. The Bible teaches that mankind is being allowed to rule himself until he can learn that he can't rule himself. And afterwards, Jesus Christ will come establish his kingdom. And as soon as Jesus Christ gets here, there will not be one war on the earth for 1,000 years. 1,000 years of uninterrupted peace, all through the Prince of Peace, Jesus Christ. And all we're saying here at End Time is we have been given at least 1,000 prophecies about the second coming of Jesus Christ to the earth. Many of them have already been fulfilled. Some of them are in process right now. Our job here at Endtime Ministries is to slow down and in layman's language take one prophecy at a time and explain that these things, in fact, are happening right now. So that's what this is all about. And it was a great conference at Santa Maria last night with Pastor Wheeler. I always have a wonderful time being with him, and we sure do appreciate everything. Now, let me remind you that tonight we're going to be on Daystar at 9:30 Central Time. So you can pick that up either on your television or on your computer. So make sure you do tune in for the End of the Age television program. Today is your day. It is Open Line here at Politics and Religion, and Friday's the day that we throw the phones wide open and say, come one, come all, whatever you want to talk about, we'll try to talk about it. Now, while you're dialing, the number to call, by the way, is 877 End Time. I do know that one of our largest markets, the Dallas-Fort Worth area, has been switched to a 1-hour delay, and that's from 4 to 5. And we're so happy for that because we're reaching probably several million people we've never reached before by this time slide 1 hour, which was mandated because the hour we really wanted was not available. But now we're thinking it may be a blessing in disguise. But if you're hearing us on delay and you ever really want to call in, then you can listen on the internet And by listening on the internet, you can listen to the live time. That would be from 3 to 4 every day. That's not only here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but around the world. 3 to 4 Central Time is the live feed. If you can't make that time, and if you can't catch the program where you are, don't forget all these programs are archived shortly thereafter, within a half hour of the time we're done with the program. You can go to the past programs, the archives on our website at endtime.com, and you can listen to the day's program at 9 o'clock that night, 12 o'clock that night, 3 o'clock in the morning, whatever fits your lifestyle. So anyway, we certainly want you all to call in today. It is open line, and while we're waiting on the callers to line up, and that's happening even as I speak, let me give you one breaking story of huge significance. Walmart is installing radio tags to track clothing. Now, they have been doing this for a long time with their crates that come in, or their boxes that come in, so that anything that came into Walmart warehouses, they could just use a radio reader, and they could scan these RFID chips, radio frequency identification chips, and they would know what the inventory was that was coming into their warehouse docks. However, they started to move toward the product level. That means they would embed a microscopic computer chip in every single item they carried in the store. And that would make everything so simple just to scan everything, and that way they would be able to keep track of inventory. They would know if you needed a one size larger, that you could they would know whether they had it in stock or not. There were a lot of conveniences, but there was a severe inconvenience, and that was that these computer chips were embedded. And when you walked out of that store and put those clothes on, you now became a walking billboard, because anytime you walked in any establishment where there was a radio frequency reader, then they could read the clothes you were wearing, how much you paid for it, the credit card you used to pay for it, and soon know your identity, and thus they could begin to market you like crazy. And many marketers were actually salivating as they thought about the potential of all this. However, the privacy advocates, among them Catherine Albrecht, a real friend of Endtime Ministries, who wrote the book Spy Chips. By the way, you can get that book here at Endtime Ministries if you're interested. They campaigned against this, and it caused Walmart and all the other retailers to back off. Well, now they're coming back with a switch, because what they're planning on doing is simply putting a tag on each piece of clothing. Now, this adds cost, but they put a tag, and the RFID chip is on the tag, and then when you go home, you cut the tags off and throw them in the trash, and that's that, supposedly. Now, the thing is, if we consent to this, and then if Walmart says, how much does it cost us to make these tags, to put the chip on the tag, to attach it to the clothing, how much does it cost us to do that? And,